What is going on here? There, maybe. Oh, I'm blue. Well, don't know what's going on with this, but we'll see how it plays out. So, welcome everyone back to another edition of Full Throttle Talk here as we break down, quick look back at New Hampshire, and turn our attention to the final race of the regular season, being Daytona, of course. Saturday night under the lights. We'll have a big, we'll have a preview on that coming up some point Friday, maybe Thursday, but sometime this week we'll do a preview. Try to squeeze it in Thursday since I think qualifying and races are happening Friday. So we'll get that squared away. I'll apologize again to anybody joining late that I don't know why I'm blue. So we'll deal with that. Hopefully, maybe it'll clear up. Maybe it won't. We'll see. But, just a little look back there. And like I said, a quick look ahead to Daytona, the last race for the O'Reilly Series and the Cup Series coming up this weekend. Trucks are completed with the regular season. We'll get into their chase format here in a few minutes. We'll go through that. Want to give a quick shout out to the partner of the show, if you can see this, W Energy. Not an energy guy, mentioned it. Don't like the way they taste, but this is an energy drink that has flavor. It's made with water, so it hydrates. I enjoy it. I drink one a day, just one of these bottles a day. Mix it up. It's a powder. It's a 30-day serving of the powder that you get in a tub. And if you look up at the top, you'll see it scrolling across with W Energy's website and a promo code, which is SEC_Sean10. Anything you order and use that promo code, they'll take 10% off for you. So I enjoy it. It's a good energy drink. It doesn't have crash with it, no sugars. Great flavor. Mine that I'm doing right now is the Calio Cream. It is kind of an orange dreamsicle type, but it's really good and keeps me going throughout the day, keeps me hydrated as well. So quick shout out to W Energy. Again, it's all scrolling at the top if you want the code. Let's jump into some trucks. Lane Riggs, wound up leading 106 laps. See if that helps. Nope, not really. 106 laps led. Closest was Connor Zilic with 55. It was just a Lane Riggs show. He controlled the whole closing portion. He beat Chandler Smith, his teammate, as you can see, came in second by 0.3 of a second. A 1-2 finish for Forever Motorsports. You see the results of the top 10 there. Zilic actually swept both stages, got the win in both stages, but Riggs took over late and just kind of dominated there. The chase impact, which we'll get into, the win here locked Lane Riggs into the top seed, and the final chase position was also decided in this. So we'll get into that when I get over there. Tyler Ankrum actually got the last spot by 7 points over Stuart Friesen. So their field is set. We will move on. Due to this looking blue, I'm going to kind of move through this a little quicker than I normally would. The cup race was really exciting to me. Had some back and forth. Blaney had a loose tire in the pits. Him and the 21 car were the most dominant cars, to be honest with you, on the day. But Blaney had a loose tire on one of his pit stops, had to stop and get it, make sure it was tightened. Josh Berry was in the mix, and on the final green flag run, Berry was coming. Blaney just didn't get hung up. Blaney did make a 2-tire call near the end to try to get his track position that he had lost on the previous pit, and it worked, and he was able to make him hold off, even though Barry had 4 tires. Barry was coming. He cut the lead pretty significantly, but just didn't have enough at the end. If Blaney would have got held up in traffic a little more, probably might have had a shot, but Bubba Wallace was right there too. But I think Barry was much better than Bubba Wallace. I think he'd have got around Bubba and then potentially had a shot at Blaney. But nonetheless, 3rd place finish for Josh Berry. 4 top 10s in a row. First time since '94 for the Wood brothers that's happened. So really good run there. He normally runs good at Daytona, but, it's Daytona. So the last 2 races at Daytona, he's had top 10s, so he could be on a 5 top 10 streak here. But we'll see what happens with it. I don't know. Nobody does with Daytona, especially with the changes to the cars they're making. So we'll see how that all works out. Blaney's margin of victory wound up being almost 0.6 of a second. So pretty much double the Truck Series. Yeah, I mean, it was an exciting race that was passing. You saw some people, especially Josh Berry, who's not known for moving people. He was putting the bumper to people and trying to get them out of the way. He needed to go. It's been well documented. If you're a NASCAR fan, Berry doesn't have a ride for next year. And I was thinking he might be in line for the 33 at RCR, but they just signed with Austin Hill just up for a contract extension there. So that takes that ride away. I don't know what he's going to do, where he's going to go. I would imagine he would probably, worst case scenario, wind up in the O'Reilly series, probably in one of the RCR cars, since Jesse Love, who's driving one now, is going to the Wood brothers to replace Barry, and Austin Hill is going full-time in Cup. They have 2 openings in their O'Reilly series. And I think Josh in the O'Reilly series would be really good to go to a team that's good too. RCR's O'Reilly series is pretty good. So go there, get some more experience, maybe whatever, and then maybe a ride opens in 28, and he can move right back up to the Cup series. I hate these leaving the Wood brothers, but it's a business. And to be honest, I mean, he's 29th in points, even with 4 straight top 10s. So hasn't been a real good year, but again, not a lot of that is his fault. He has been caught up in some stuff too. Some of it is his own doing. But it's the world of NASCAR. If somebody makes a mistake in front of you, it can affect you. So that's really the Cup series. Like I said, I thought it was good. There was passing, there was moving, there was strategy. It was a little bit of everything. Started in the wet, on wet weather tires. That was interesting. You had Connor Zilisch spin out before they even took the green flag. Not Connor Zilisch, I'm sorry, Carson Hocevar spun out on his own. And then on lap 1, I believe it was 1 or 2, Tyler Reddick lost control and spun out. So a little bit tricky there at the beginning. But once they got it, they started running. The rain cleared out. And they got the track dried pretty fast with those cars on it. So good race. Was really excited for it. I like New Hampshire. I think it's a crazy track. I was one of the ones who, like some others, were hoping Tyler Reddick would win. Just so that we could see who was bigger, him or the lobster they give you for the trophy. And I think it might have been pretty close. But Blaney got him a lobster, another one, 2 in a row for him. So a shout out to Ryan Blaney. He seems to have something figured out at New Hampshire. Josh Berry, again, finished 3rd. He had a 2.5 average finish at that track. So he finished 3rd. So his average finish is now like 3. I think he's got a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 3rd. I think he's got a 2nd and 2 thirds, so 6, 7, 8. So roughly, just under 3. But yeah, I mean, great race weekend, I thought. But before we get too far, let's go look at the standings for the truck. Like I said, their regular season's over. This is your rankings, and I will go through when we do the preview for Daytona. I'll go make sure all the points are correct and show you kind of the point standings after they reset, because they do reset to break it all down. So we'll break that through come Thursday or Friday when we do Daytona. Lane Riggs is your 1 seed. Not really much of a shock there. Caden Honeycutt, still not a shock. Chandler Smith. Those three have pretty much been 1, 2, 3 almost all year, pretty much it seems. So Christian Eckes, Gio Ruggiero, that's a great season from that group to get the 5th seed. Ty Majeski, kind of an up and down year for Ty Majeski, but it's the chase. So let's see, he could flip a switch and come on, but I hate to inform everybody, but it just looks like those front row cars with our trucks with Lane Riggs and Chandler Smith have been dominant this year. Grant Enfinger, good to see him in there. Daniel Hemrick, great run from them. Ben Rhodes, crafty veteran, expect him to be in. And then, like I said, Tyler Ankrum took the last spot by 7 points over Stuart Friesen. As you can see, they're off this week. Their next race is September 17th at Bristol on a Thursday. That'll be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday race weekend. That's the Bristol night race for the Cup Series, one of the premier events. I love that race. First race my wife ever went to. She fell in love with it at that point. So the chase is set in the trucks. Let's move on over to O'Reilly, shall we? This is their final race coming up. And you can see you've got Allgaier. He's already clinched the top. Quapple, Sheldon Creed, Jesse Love, Corey Day, Brandon Jones, Austin Hill, Sammy Smith, Parker Ritzlove, and Sam Mayer are the top 10. And then you've got William Sawalich and Brent Cruz. Now, we're going to have to watch this race pretty close. Ryan Sieg is pretty well eliminated. He can't get enough points, but I just did the top 15 because that's what I've been doing recently. But if Brent Cruz and William Sawalich, who are tied for the last place, only 1 point above Taylor Gray. So if Taylor Gray beats them by 2 positions, he passes them based on stage points. I'm just going straight points, no stage points involved in this. And then you've got Raja Karuth down there, only 15 back. So this is going to be super, super exciting to watch how this goes. This race is, man, there's going to be, as some of the other people I've talked to before will tell you, for those guys from even Sam Mayer back, Sam Mayer, Williams Walsh, Brent Cruz, Taylor Gray, and Raja Karuth, there's probably going to be a pretty good pucker factor going on in all their fans, the drivers, the pit crews, the crew chief, the car owners. They're all going to be really, really, really tightened up. Everybody through Sammy Smith is locked in, by the way. So Parker Retzlaff could miss it, but it would take him like almost finishing near the back of the pack and one of the other guys winning or scoring a lot more points. And I just don't. I think the gap is too far. This race is going to be on CW. It's a Friday night race at 7:30 p.m. on Friday night. So on a Friday night, I know there's a lot of options to do. There, high school football's kicking up, and you've got college football getting ready to crank up, and you've got a little bit of everything going on. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that this is going to be pretty interesting and pretty fun to watch. Daytona is always Daytona anyway, so keep an eye out for that. I will definitely be tuning into this race. And then the Cup in their final race before the chase starts. You see, you've got Ryan Preece is 31 points behind Van Gisbergen. Chastain and Jones are eliminated. They're too far behind with negative 81 and negative 98. They can't catch up. Most points you can get is 76 and if you win. So they're eliminated. But you have Brad Keselowski. He would almost need to win both stages, which would get him 20 points and probably win the race, to be honest with you. If not, he'd have to finish top 5, and he would have to have a combination of Shane Van Gisbergen, who's the only one he can catch, finish almost last. So Keselowski's not eliminated, but kind of eliminated. Bubba Wallace needs to gain 1 point in any of the stages, stage 1 or stage 2. If he gets that 1 bonus point, he will lock in. Because Priest has 555, so to 600 would be 45 plus 30 is 75. So 76 is the max you can get in a race. So that would be Priest would have to win, and Wallace would have to finish last, and Priest would have to get all the stage, win both stages too. So Bubba is pretty well locked in. Daniel Suarez, William Byron, Carson Hostler, everybody from 1 to 13 is in. 14 is pretty much in. We're just going to go ahead and lock Bubba in. Austin Cindric is safe since the Fords and Penske do normally really well at Daytona, at least in the first 2 stages until something breaks loose and they all wreck. But Cindric, I would almost bet Cindric is a lock in. So we're really going to have to watch Ryan Preece and Van Gisbergen. Ryan cut 19 points off that lead just last week, and I know it's 31. But again, if Ryan Preece can get 19 stage points and Van Gisbergen gets none, then that's down to 12. Now all Preece has to do is finish 12 places ahead of Van Gisbergen. I guess 13, because 12, I think Van Gisbergen would hold the tiebreaker. So Preece would have to get 13 places ahead, which is easily doable at Daytona. The problem is, if you're wondering how good Van Gisbergen is at Daytona, I mean, he's still learning these tracks, these drafting style tracks. So you don't know what you're going to get there. He's looked really good on the ovals this year, but Daytona's a different monster. And if you want to know how good Ryan Preece is at Daytona, do yourself a favor and go Google Ryan Preece Daytona. It's pretty interesting. So a lot to watch there for. It kind of looks like we're set. 31 points is it's not easily, but it is doable at Daytona. But I'm not going to hang my hat that it happens. That's a lot. Now, if Preece goes out there and qualifies way up in front and Van Gisbergen's in the back and Preece wins stage 1 and all of a sudden that's 21, and let's say he wins stage 2 and now it's 11, that third stage is going to get real interesting, because there's going to be people, especially those two, doing everything in their power to get where they need to go. And you need to watch too. Somebody could wreck out. But like I said, I still think Bubba Wallace is safe. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in. So we've got some to watch for. It's not quite as close as the O'Reilly series, but we also have a change to the car. So keep that in mind, and we'll break down what all that entails later in the week. But they're changing the car for this race only for now. It may change again for other super speedway like Talladega. But for now, it's just this race only, and we're going to see how it plays out. So lots to watch for. Saturday night under the lights at Daytona is just something else. Any night race is something else in my mind. So keep that in mind when you're looking for something to tune into or watch on a Sunday or a Saturday night. And other than that, due to the blue screen, which people my age will tell you, at least it's not the blue screen of death. Some people will get that, some people won't. But that's where we're going to go with this. Like I said, we're going to cut it a little short due to that screen. Again, shout out to the sponsor, W Energy. Code running at the top, SEC_Sean 10. We'll get you 10% off anything you order. And if you're looking for a better energy drink than what maybe is out there now, with a better flavor, better hydration, no sugars, I'd suggest giving it a shot. It's works good for me. So other than that, I hope everybody has a great evening, and let me know in the comments what was surprising about New Hampshire, who ran well that you didn't think would. Let me know, what are your thoughts going into Daytona with the chase? Do you like the new chase format? Would you rather have the playoff format we had last year? Let me know in the comments, and we'll discuss it either back and forth in the comments, or you jump on the next one we do with the preview and talk about it there too. So everybody have a good evening, and we will talk to y'all later.